Hello Internet, this is JonTaun with Total Brohammer coming at you with another Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer replay. Alright, so today I will be leading the High Elves against the Dark Elves led by Jewish sorcery. Alright, so as far as army compositions go, my front line is made of 4 white lions of trace and a spearman on each flank. These guys are in the woods over here near Teclis. I also have 2 Swordmasters of Hoeth, just to give me a little bit more killing power, and 2 archers. In the woods over here, as mentioned, I have Teclis over here with the Net of Amantok, Enfeebling Foe, and Regrowth. Along with him, I have 2 Dragon Princes. So these guys are pretty great, guys. One, they have Martial Mastery, actually, so they get plus 8 melee attack and plus 12 melee defense. As well, they have a physical resistance of 25%. So that's pretty great. For my enemy, over here, he's got Malekith with, let's see if we can get what he's got here. He's got Gaze of Malice, Chillwind, and Power of Darkness. Along with him, there are 2 Cold One Knights. For his front line, he's got 2 Blackheart Corsairs on the edges, 3 Dark Sards with shields in the middle, and 4 Hargoneth Executioners, along with a Sorceress of Shadow. And she's rocking, let's see if we can get her here. Looks like Mystifying Miasma and the Enfeebling Foe. So, it all starts over here. I send my Spearman and Teclis up to scout out, because I'm expecting him to put his cav over here. And he does see my Spearman and charges directly into him. And when these guys are not braced, they're going to take a ton of charge damage. So, seeing this, I immediately decide to net them and charge in with my Dragon Princes. If the Dragon Princes engage on Cold One Knights and the Cold One Knights don't get the charge off, they will do fantastic. The Dragon Princes, as I said with that Martial Mastery, great competition. They can really be used as a frontline cavalry as well as a shot cavalry. Their stats are so high. So I get a rear charge over here with the Dragon Princes, and look at that Cold One Knight. We just tanked that guy. So over here in the front line, I decided to pull back and pull my archers forward and start getting some shots on him. But once he's about to get in range, I then throw my infantry up front. So these guys have silver shields, but you know what? These archers, I really underestimated them. With their long range, they can really do a lot of damage, even against highly shielded targets. Now, I don't know why these guys went into columns, but they did. So that's pretty cool. I'm just going to engage across the front here with my White Lions of Trace and Swordmasters of Hoeth. The Spearmen are going to go up against these Blackheart Corsairs, which is a terrible trade for me. But despite that, we got some Swordmasters of Hoeth helping out, so these guys will hold up for quite a long time. So over here, I popped a Regrowth on these Dragon Princes because I want to keep their Martial Mastery up, so that they have all those increased stats. And I have my Spearmen and these other Dragon Princes just sandwiching this Cold One and Malekith. I'm trying to pull Teclis out here, but he'll get caught up. So I'm landing some charges with these Dragon Princes, and they get hit with the Enfeebling Foe. That's gonna be fine. We'll do a rear charge with these Blackheart Corsairs, and I got my archers over here shooting up these Dark Shards. And you can see these Dark Shards are doing a ton of damage to these very expensive Swordmasters of Hoeth. So Dark Shards are very cost effective. So I'm just gonna be charging around these guys, and I pop a Fiery Complication. It was an okay one. Did a good bit of damage on these Hargoneth Executioners. So I'm still trying to pull Teclis out over here, and he was actually fighting Malekith, and now Malekith is chasing him. I got him all the way over here, so I'm going to pull back here, saying I'm about to lose this front line, and these guys are pushing up. I'm going to pull back to protect my archers over here, get a charge on Malekith, and make sure that Teclis is not killed by Malekith. So I pop a Regrowth on this guy, because I want to keep their Martial Mastery up, as I mentioned before, and I start getting my archers to shoot at these Hargoneth Executioners. Despite not having armor piercing, these guys can really, over the course of a battle, poke down even heavily armored and silver shielded enemies. So I really discounted them at first, thinking that weren't that great since they didn't have armor piercing, but I'm coming around. I like them. So we've beaten those Cold One Knights over there, so I'm pulling my Spearman and my other Dragon Prince out over here. And we're just going to do a huge charge on this blob of enemies. We're going to go straight through and into their archers. So I'm going to switch my archers into shooting these guys, I believe, yep. And I'm going to get Teclis over here just to muck them up so my guys can shoot at them. So overall, we're losing the infantry fight. So he's going for my archers, so I'm going to net all these guys while I finish off his archers. I'm going to pull Teclis out here so it doesn't take too much damage. throwing off a gaze of Malice there. Didn't do too much damage since they're in such a thin line. I'm trying to keep Malekith off my archers here. So his Cold One Knights are coming back from their rampage, and I'm going to intercept them with the Spearmen again. Unfortunately, I don't get the brace, so they will get a lot of damage on them. But there's not very many left, so we'll deal with it. So keep on chasing Malekith and keep on pulling my archers back. And we have all the mobility here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use that to charge around and keep on retreating using these White Lines of Trace. And we're just going to pick away at their troops with cavalry charges and with these archers here. So I've had a lot of trouble with the Dark Elf versus High Elf matchup. Like, Dark Elves have all the tools to deal with the High Elves. Armor-piercing missiles, great armor-piercing anti-large cavalry. I mean, they got it all. Over here, I pop an enfeebling foe on Malekith here and get these these Dragon Princes on him. And over here, I'm just cleaning up the rest of his infantry. So these White Lines of Trace, they don't do a ton of damage to the Harganeth Executioners, despite being armor-piercing. But they can hold them up for a while. Long enough for my Dragon Princes to come in and do the damage they need to do. So it looks like I lost my micro on these Spearmen over here. Oh, okay, here they come. And I'm going to try to reform over here. I'm going to have these archers finish off these Dark Shards. Don't want them coming back. And I just have these Dragon Princes fighting Malekith here. So it's looking pretty good now. I've wiped out his army basically. And really, it all came down to that engagement in the forest. Since I won that so heavily, it allowed me to come back and win this infantry battle. And I gotta say, like for the third time, these archers really did pay their dues in the end. So I'm going to pop an Overcast and Enfeebling Foe on Malekith here soon, and get all my infantry on him. I'm going to try to ward off these archers with my archers as well. We're going to send these Dragon Princes over here to deal with the Sorceress of Shadow, and we're going to have these guys come back and get a charge on Malekith. And I'm going to pop that Enfeebling Foe any second now. I'm going to get the rest of my Sword Masters and White Lines of Trace to come help finish off Malekith. And Malekith really does do a lot of damage to these Dragon Princes. Unfortunately, I don't have enough magic for any more regrowths. I gotta say, yeah, that did pretty good damage, especially for such a cheap spell. But Malekith can't take all that Dragon Prince action, so that's going to be it. And his army does indeed mass rout. Alright, let's look at the breakdown screen. So, Teclis did good here. He got off some very important nets, and just did really good with the magic in general. Was able to kite out some guys, and I was able to use them really effective. I really like... Teclis is probably my favorite Elven Lord, because you can bring pretty good magic, and you can make him pretty cheap. I mean, under 2,000. I mean, he's not a Mazamundi or a Malekith, who are great in melee against everything, really, and have great magic. I would say even better magic than him. Well, definitely, yeah. But, yeah, for the High Elves, he's pretty cost-effective Lord. So, my Spearmen did good over here. These are guys were fighting the Cold Ones, and they were essential. If I didn't have those guys, that fight could have gone very differently. Either way, though, that net was probably the most deciding factor in that battle. These Spearmen got hit up against Blackheart Corsairs. Blackheart Corsairs are just made to kill these guys. White Lines of Trace did pretty good in the front line. They were able to hold them for a while. Same with the Swordmasters of Hoeth. Racking up more kills, though. These guys actually fought Blackheart Corsairs, so they did pretty well. Archers did a lot better than I thought. I'm definitely seeing the value in those guys. And Dragon Princes are really, really great. Almost a must-bring, I'm starting to think. So my enemy over here, Malekith's got quite a few kills, as well as Blackheart Corsairs on those Spearmen. Though he's never able to break them, so kind of a waste. But that's okay. His Harganeth Executioners did pretty good. They destroyed those White Lines of Trace. And his Dark Shards also did very well. They really helped poke down the Swordmasters of Hoeth before they were able to get a lot of kills. I mean, 49 kills, granted, they were probably against Harganeth Executioners, so they weren't wasted, but these guys had so much more potential, and those Dark Shards with shields just really hampered that. But my archers gave it back in turn. And these Cold One Knights, well, you saw what happened to them. So, good game to my opponent, Jewish Sorcery. That was really fun. And this is JonTaun for Total Brohammer signing out. See you all next time.